Hi everyone, welcome. This is my new YouTube channel. My name is Lisa Fair, and I'm calling this YouTube channel Awakening Tools. You know, we have all these beautiful spiritual teachers out there. They're scattered all over the world. And I feel, because I've been in prayer, I recently left a spiritual community that I was living for almost 20 years, part of a spiritual community, but really based there for completely solidly for about 15 years. I was in and out a couple times, but I've traveled around the world and lived in the community, and I just feel like this stage of my life, because I now left the community and I know for sure this time I will never go back, just because it's like this brand new opening for me, my new adventure with the spirit and walking into the unknown. But I keep hearing all the time that I'm supposed to do a podcast, I'm supposed to get on YouTube, I'm supposed to get out there, and I feel like I'm really just stepping out into the unknown, and I'd love you to join me, because I'm clueless at everything. And that's the beautiful thing. Our mind just keeps expanding and opening up to the new. And so this is so new for me. I've been on CapCut this morning. I've been on Canva this morning. These are things that I've never even opened my mind to, but it's just been such a great, it's like I have a job. It's a beautiful job, and I get to shine the light, and I want you to join me. And, my first video I did, I was all fired up. And then I forgot I had this music playing in the background, and then the copyright stuff. And so, I'm going to work it all out. It's all going to be beautiful, because we have so many beautiful spiritual tools available. There's so many things that, I've been on this journey for, a spiritual journey, I would say, at least 30 years. And what I want to do really is just actually save you some time, if I can save you any time, and just to share all the gifts that I have learned. So I want you to hit subscribe, like, and share. We're in for a beautiful adventure. And I just feel like there's something new around the horizon. There's a great awakening occurring, and really it's letting go of the concepts too. It's all about happiness. It's about a pure, simple happiness, a pure beingness, a pure emptiness, really. And I feel like I want to play my part in supporting you, and come on the adventure with me, because when you leave a spiritual community after those many years, you really leave with absolutely nothing. And it was my birthday, and I kept hearing, you're 62 and it's going to be new. It's a new life. We get to begin again all the time. I remember I went to a monastery at the Abbey of Gethsemane. This was many, many years ago, because I was so like, oh my God, am I going, devoting my life to this community? And I had these envisions of us living like monks and letting everything go. And so I thought, maybe I need to go to this Abbey of Gethsemane, because, I love stillness. I love going within. I love, I've loved over the years just the practical application of really just letting go and opening up to God, whatever you want to call it, source, joy, whatever. This isn't going to be religious. I'm not into religion at all. I'm into joy. That's what I'm into. And I'm into laughter. So we're going to have some fun. And so anyhow, when I went to this Abbey of Gethsemane for probably 5 days with a group of people, I was really like, whoa, what's happening here? And it's so funny, because when I went there, I saw the monks outside hiding, smoking cigarettes. And then I went into the gift shop. That's where you're allowed to talk, because it's totally silent in this Abbey of Gethsemane. And I was asking the monk, I had all these questions, because my life was going to completely change. And I asked him, about about his doubt thoughts. And it was so beautiful what he told me. He said, I said, do you doubt what your choice? This guy's like 80 years old. And he said, he looked at me and he said, I doubt every single day. He said, and every single day I begin again. And it was so beautiful because there was a picture in the hallway that actually said, today I begin again. And that's how instantaneous this, whatever, awakening, this, I hate to use these concepts because all the concepts get construed about what it is. Listen, it's our natural state is what it is. It's who we are. And I want to support, I want to give away everything that I've learned. And my friend Laverne, is going to be joining us. We're going to just let it unfold spontaneously and see what happens. But I'd love you to be part of it because I just feel, it's a whole new day and it's a whole new life. And it's not just for me. We can begin again every single day. And that's what's happening. So I hope, I'm excited to share everything with you. Okay, I'm working this out. It's Lisa Fair again. I'm just your new friend. I'm your new friend, and I'm here to take your hand and to help guide you on this wild journey, this journey of God only knows what we're walking into. But I've been doing these videos, and I'm in CapCut right now. And I have to I had to cut something out because of this music, and I'm learning how to do it, and it's fun, and it feels like such a great function. And I've got to add this video in there as a transition, but I just have so much to share. I can tell I'm busting at the seams, just wanting to share all these awakening tools. So I'm just gonna let this slide right on in to where I was and where I had to cut out the music. I'm being a good girl, and I'm gonna slide it on out, and because I don't want to lose that great joy and enthusiasm about what's happening. So I'm so excited, and you should be too. There's a great awakening, and it's really about joy. It's like the suffering's over and there's like this portal, that sounds like some absurd word, but it's about the present moment. It's like what Eckhart Tolle talks about, it's about the now, but it's not even now, because the minute you say now, it's not now. It's just a spontaneous unfoldment of just newness and freshness. So let's go into the next part of this little clip. And it's just the beginning of my YouTube channel. And this is Authentic Awakening, because we have to be willing to just make mistakes and just know that we're opening up to this newness. Don't look back. Don't look back. Okay? Enjoy. My affiliation really is just with the present moment. And it's about, just sharing, how we have to let go of everything in the end. I mean, I don't really see that it's in form anymore, but it is really in the mind. And so this is an opportunity for me to just, share the awakening tools that I've used. And if I can be of some help and some service, so I've got a list of shows I can't even wait, really. I mean, it feels like this passion and this enthusiasm is just ready to burst. And I've been doing all my research on YouTubes and, learning how to set up thumbnails, learning how to do all new things. It just feels like a whole new life that has just unfolded in front of me. And I keep hearing, and if that's why I think I have emotion about it, because it's my new job. It's my new, I thought about it once I left the spiritual community. I thought, I'd even like to get a job. I'd love it, just to have some way of extending and giving. But this is the one that just seems to be right in my face. And so it is going to be a podcast. And it's going to be an opportunity for us to really fully embrace the present moment together and feel that beautiful juiciness that comes with us just opening our mind into the present moment, and so I feel just very honored that I am, it's like I'm being called out of this world and into YouTube right now. And so I live here in Mexico. I have lived in Mexico, I think, over 10 years. I love Mexico. It's basically sunny every day, but with me stepping out of this spiritual community that I was involved with, another person has stepped out too, and so we're starting a new collaboration, a new mission together where we can use all of these tools. And I know with my friend Laverne, who you'll meet, she's in the United States right now. She's actually going to see her daughter and her grandchildren, who she hasn't seen for 3 years. So that's a big, like, kind of going into a chapter so that it can be completed, and knowing that when she comes back, that this new mission, we have a new mission together, and it's really not about either one of us. I feel like that's why I love the name Awakening Tools, because it's like we've been blessed abundantly with all of these great tools. And for myself, it's just me using my voice and using this body and using just what is available. But I have so much passion and joy that I want to share. And how do we sort through all this? I just don't think it needs to be a tedious effort, and we can do it in a whole new way. And that's what I want to support. And I feel like just as being together in the vibration of love and light, truly, and this remembrance, like we need help remembering who we are. We really do, because our mind is like this wild horse, running amok all over the place. And so I've used so many tools along the way, and I feel for myself, I'm just in a real deep space of contentment. But also knowing that, for me, I'm 62 years old, and I feel like these are my golden years, and I want, okay, how, as long as our body still seems to be here, we have a purpose. And I feel like my purpose is really to share the good news, and it's time for me to step out into the cosmos, into the YouTube world. And I've just been getting set up. The last 3 months have been quite a journey of me investigating and just seeing where the Spirit would have me be used. So this is my opportunity to share all my gifts with you. And for me, it was always, whatever I did in my journey, it was always just the goal was happiness. I swear, even in school, even young, I was like on this deep search for happiness. And I've gone through all the roads of the world that lead absolutely nowhere. And what's so beautiful is that I was allowed to do that. And that I didn't even know anything. I just knew that I was searching for happiness in money, in drugs, in relationships, in careers, all the things that we're seeking and searching and striving, all the things that we've been taught, where to find happiness. And I just feel like I found it, and I'm so blessed, and I want to share it. And the happiness has nothing to do with this world. It's really about a state of mind, and it's about stepping into the unknown and knowing that we're cared for, and knowing that we're loved, and knowing that, we're not alone. I think that that's the most important thing. When I was in Japan recently, and one of the things in Japan is like a shut-in society. And I want to be able to share and extend and know that creating even a community where we don't feel alone, that we're in this together and we need each other. I mean, I was even praying about different domains and all kinds of things to set up websites. And I even had this one, and I loved it. It was called Unify Hearts. And I thought, oh, I love that, because, I feel like we need each other, and the internet, this new technology that we have, which is amazing actually, to really connect us. We need to feel connected. And if it's a safe way and it's nowhere where we need to go, we can just sit in our living room, we can just sit in our car, and we can listen, and we can join together and feel that deep connection together, because inside we're all exactly the same, and we actually want the exact same thing. We just want to know that we're loved and that we're safe. That's the most important thing, I think. For me, it's like the development of trust. This is a time of development of trust, and to see that we don't need to do anything for that. We can just come together in this recognition of our sameness and that strength. Where two or more are gathered, there I am. And I'm not affiliated. I'm not a Christian. I'm not affiliated with any group. I'm not affiliated with anything. What I feel like is my present experience is really just about a state of mind. And it's realizing that no matter what you did or what you didn't do, that this pure self is just in there. We've been protected from this world. The real self of who we are, this purity, this innocence, this wholeness. It's like we get caught up in the storms. And right now in the world and everywhere, there's all these storms. There's always going to be storms. Even when Jesus was walking on, out there in the high seas, he was on a storm, and he's like, ye of little faith. We need to transcend and let go of these false beliefs. And I can tell you that if they're coming up, it's a very beautiful thing. It doesn't feel that way. We've been taught to suppress and hide our feelings, but when we can fully embrace and just allow the fear and the doubts to move through, I've had an opportunity over the years, which has been such a blessing, that I was able to work with, hundreds and hundreds of people. I've done mystery schools. I've done all kinds of overseeing communities, overseeing houses, decorating houses, traveling. I've traveled all over the world, Australia, Europe, all over Canada, the United States, Mexico. I feel like, meeting and realizing that we're all in the same dilemma. It's really our thoughts, and it's like learning to train our mind. And we're basically disciples. We need discipline. Each one of us has the exact same power. And so what I want to do is offer this opportunity for us to strengthen that together and remember that together. And so I just feel excited. It's all brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing, which is always such an expansion for me, stepping into the unknown. We have no clue, but being willing, really, I feel that it's like the Spirit is calling us into a passion and an excitement and something really juicy when we can really just trust. And from what I've experienced in my life, which is a miracle, is that whenever I've walked through the fear, that it goes away. And I get, it's like we're going through these layers, removing these obstacles to the awareness of our true identity, which is this love and this joy and this peace. And, I've had I actually was a CEO of a company. I had 150 employees at one time in my life. And it's like these concepts and identities. Nothing has ever satisfied us. And I remember when I was a little girl, it was so funny. I remember sitting on my bed and I was thinking, why in the world do I have these hands and why do I have these eyes? I remember exactly where I was, and I was thinking, wow, this is just really strange that I have these arms and that I have what is this? And these are the questions. I don't know. I feel like we all have these questions. Who am I? And I feel so excited because I feel like I have so much to share. I have many parables, and it's practical application. It's not about study. I've been part of spiritual communities where they're just studying and no different than in the church, memorizing verses and knowing where something is in, the books. Like, I can recite this chapter. This isn't about that. We want a living experience, a direct experience, and to remember who we are. And I feel like we're in some great awakening, and it's time to let go of everything and come with an empty mind, really, like into that cluelessness, to become like a little child. So I'm starting this YouTube channel, podcast, and I am so excited to bring you all of these awakening tools to support you, to support myself. There's nothing more delicious than, extending and feeling that presence of the Spirit just pouring out. I have no idea. I have some guests. I've got a list of guests I want to bring on the channel. What else do I have? Oh, I've got so much good stuff. I even want to do a little cooking and, really using everything in this dream world to remember who we are. How do we do it? How do we live, here in this experience and fully embracing this still remembrance of who we are? So stay tuned. Please click subscribe and like and share, and we're just going to go on an adventure together. So thank you for joining me. And awakening tools, we're all just tools, we're all just instruments that the Spirit wants to use. And when we fully embrace what we've been called here to do, each one of us has a brilliant light, and this light, just being able to extend that light and joy. So stay tuned. I'm excited. And so, again, it's Awakening Tools. Subscribe, like, and share. Many blessings. Let's see what happens.